So Perplexity is an answer machine. You get answers that you can really trust. We were the first to reimagine search in the form of conversations and answers with trusted sources. And we did it in a way that essentially became the blueprint for every other chatbot out there.
Google will no longer be your go-to search engine. The box you've typed your queries into your whole life is being replaced. Welcome to Perplexity AI, a search engine that's faster, smarter, cleaner, more direct, and it's coming straight for Google's neck. But what is Perplexity? And is Google really in trouble? Perplexity AI was founded in August 2022 by a team of AI veterans. Aravind Srinivas, ex-OpenAI and DeepMind, Dennis Yaratz, Johnny Ho, and Andy Konwinski. The team had a simple but revolutionary goal: to transform the way we search by combining conversational AI with real-time information retrieval. In other words, to replace linked lists with straightforward, simple, to-the-point answers. What's more, the company didn't start by trying to build the most powerful foundational model. That space was already dominated by giants like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Anthropic. No need to try to giant and break into an already saturated market. Instead, Perplexity focused on application-level innovation. But what does that mean? Well, by integrating LLMs with real-time web search, it created an answer engine capable of citing its sources, presenting concise summaries, and continuing the conversation as context evolves. First, the AI model uses NLP to analyze the user's query, understanding the intent, context, and key details. Then it leverages a variety of large language models, LLMs, like GPT-4 Omni, Claude 3, and Grok 2, along with its own proprietary model to accurately interpret the query. After that, it conducts a live web search, scouring several trusted sources, including articles, websites, journals, news sites, you name it. Not only that, but it makes sure to rank content based on its helpfulness in answering the user's query. It also filters out low-quality or spam content using a trust score. It extracts relevant information, filters out misleading info, and generates a concise and clear response. But several other search engines do that, right? Wrong. Perplexity provides you with direct answers, not just a list of links. It also gives you source citations with every answer, so users can verify information as they please or check out the data's origin. Not only does this ensure the information's reliability, but it also gives credit where it's due. On April 23, 2024, Aravind Srinivas made headlines when he appeared on CNBC's Squawk Box to discuss how Perplexity is redefining search. He stated, "We always cite our sources. Unlike other AI systems, we don't just train on web content and output answers with no attribution. Over 10% of our users actually click on cited sources. That means we're not cannibalizing publishers, we're amplifying them." That last line, goosebumps, really? An AI model that aims to elevate, not replace publishers. Are we dreaming? All of this while being easy to understand, easy to interact with, comprehensive and thorough. Built on top of Microsoft Azure's scalable infrastructure, the platform now serves over 10 million monthly active users and processes upwards of 650 million queries a month. Its interface is clean, intuitive, and most importantly, completely ad-free. And most importantly, it changes the expectation. Search isn't about navigating links anymore, it's about getting answers. In late 2024, Perplexity raised over $500 million at a $9 billion valuation, with backers including Jeff Bezos, Nvidia, IVP, NEA, and Bessemer Venture Partners. Unlike most AI companies, Perplexity generates significant revenue from its pro subscription plans and enterprise tools rather than relying solely on advertising or licensing fees. In Srinivas's words, the difference from other AI companies is we are not a foundation model builder. We'd rather take a model and shape it and package it into a great end-user facing application. In other words, Perplexity isn't fighting the foundational model war, it's building the best product on top of those models. He also boldly stated, Google is our biggest competition. We're not just trying to steal their market share of the 10 blue link search engine, we're creating a new category entirely. It's called the answer engine. Rather than playing by Google's rules, Perplexity is flipping the whole table. Google thrives on users clicking ads embedded in blue links. But in an answer-driven paradigm, there's less clicking, fewer ads, and more value in the actual response. And let's not forget, in a world where the New York Times is suing OpenAI and Microsoft for scraping its content, Perplexity positions itself as the ethical, transparent alternative, both to LLMs and to Google, simply by citing its sources. Now that AI becomes the dominant force for data collection, research, and information dissemination, human writers and publishers face a series of profound, systemic consequences, most of them deeply disruptive. Writers are paid for original reporting, content, and narrative creation. And as AI absorbs these functions by writing product descriptions, op-eds, reviews, and even technical papers, demand for human-generated content has shrunken significantly, especially in commoditized areas. LLMs are trained on massive datasets, much of which include books, articles, and websites without the explicit permission of the creators. This has sparked lawsuits from the New York Times, Authors Guild, and others. Writers lose control over how their content is used, presented, or monetized. And let's be honest, the decreasing recognition of intellectual labor and authorship has led to a global burnout and identity crisis among professional writers. That's where Perplexity comes in, empowering writers by driving actual traffic back to publisher websites. Not only does it encourage intellectual integrity, but it respects the labor and rights of human content creators. We can easily expect it to move into enterprise research, student tools, and integrated browser experiences soon. Aravind Srinivas and his team aren't just building another tech startup. They're gunning for one of the most valuable monopolies in the world, Google Search, and unlike past challengers like Bing or DuckDuckGo, they have what those others lacked: AI, timing, a clean business model, and cultural momentum. Perplexity has the trust of users, the backing of billionaires, the agility of a startup, and a product so intuitive, once you try it, you might never go back to the old way. Google isn't dead, but for the first time in 25 years, it's vulnerable. Perplexity isn't the future of search, it's the present. If you found this interesting, stick around. We're always looking for new topics to share with people to stay ahead of AI development. The best part is that we're in the early innings of the explosive growth of this industry. Every day there's new companies making headlines, shattering their past barriers. If you'd like to see a real roadmap prediction from the leading minds that left the biggest AI labs in the pursuit of safety, check out the video here. Otherwise, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.